Okay, so I know you resigned last night, correct?
Correct.
I know lots of personnel stuff, but could you tell us whatever you can tell on camera?
What I can tell you is the decision was made in executive session, so there's not, due to laws, there's not a lot I can say about that. They did ask for my resignation, and I tendered my resignation effective immediately last night.
How long have you been the police chief?
I've been the chief since the September 2012.
And then what does this community mean to you? I know lots of people are a huge supporter of you.
It means everything. I was born and raised in this community. I've served on the police department since 2004. So really, for 35 years of my life, this is all I've known, and it's been a pleasure to serve.
Sure, and I'm guessing it's tough. It's tough on you, your family. Maybe explain more about that.
It is tough. You know, like I said, I've been employed here since 2004. It's been a great job. It's been a great place to work, and the people are great. But unfortunately, there comes times that sometimes we have to move on, and doors are closed, and we're confident that one will come open, and there will be another place that we can move on and serve there as effectively as we did here.
For sure. I know, was this resignation a surprise to you, or?
It was.
Okay, and then I know you can't really get into too much detail, but they didn't give a reason as to why.
They gave some reasons, but again, being an executive session, I can't say.
For sure, totally understand. I know there's been talk in the past months, like last December, we're just going to totally disband the police department. Maybe tell me more about that.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about that last year, and we went through several city council meetings on discussing the pros and cons and what that would look like. And in the end, we had a large meeting where a lot of our citizens came and voiced their concerns, and all stated that they did not want to see our police department go. They trusted us, they liked the work that we were doing, and they appreciate the fact that in a small town we had a full-service police department that was there to serve and protect them.
Gotcha. Was it only you that resigned, or were there other officers?
I was the only one that resigned last night.
Okay. How many police officers are there normally in this town?
We have a full-time authorized strength of 4, and then also a part-time.
Okay. And then what's the current staffing? Is it just 3 now since you're...
The current staffing right now is 1.
1?
1.
Okay. What happened to the other?
We had an officer that resigned a couple months back to take other employment in another city. And then we had the sergeant who had been here since 2005 resigned, would have been July 5th.
Okay, so now that there's only 1 officer in St. John, how does that make you feel?
It's concerning. I'm concerned for the citizens and them being able to get the adequate protection they need, but I'm also concerned for that officer. I mean, that officer has a lot on his plate right now. I'm confident that he can handle it, but it's a lot, and really it's entirely too much to put on one person.
For sure. Did the city know that there's only going to be 1 officer left? Do they know all these effects that would happen with this?
Yes, they did.
Okay. What have you heard from the community so far since you resigned?
Nothing but support.
Okay. What do you want to tell the community?
It's been a pleasure.
Definitely. And then, other than just you resigning, any other change in staffing within the city, police department, anything like that?
Only what I've already stated as far as the police department goes.
And then, are y'all having any openings for police officers? What does the future kind of look like?
Hopefully the future looks like the city council will find some officers to hire and rebuild the police department and get it back where it needs to be to serve the community.
And then, what are your plans for the future? Are you going to stay in St. John?
You know, at this point in time, my plans are just making sure that my family's taken care of, that I'm taking the steps that I need to take care of them, and we are going to seek other employment and really hope that we can find another town that I can serve in the same capacity.
For sure. And then, did I miss anything else that you would like to mention on camera?
The only thing I'd like to mention is when the community sees Officer Elliott at work, just support him and give him a pat on the back.
Yeah, you guys, police officers do so much, and we thank you for your service and your time here and everything. We're really appreciative of you guys.
Thank you.
So thank you. You did a great job. So I know we're in town just because the whole police department, there's been some talk, I guess some rumors, you could say, it got disbanded, it didn't get disbanded.
Sure.
about resigns. Maybe tell us some more. I know you can't tell much, but what you can tell us.
You know, there have been some rumors that our police department has disbanded. There has been no action taken at this time. That's not even been an item for discussion here. Last year there was some talk about that. We are still to operate as a four-man department. We do have some staffing issues at this time. We will be taking care of that as we should. We have budgeted for 4 officers. The citizens in this town want a four-man police department. They've made that known time and time again. I've been in support of that myself. But at this time, we are having some issues that we're working through.
For sure. Since I was told there's only one police officer now, what are your opinions on that? Like, there's only one guy that manages this entire town.
Right. The city doesn't really make a habit of discussing personnel matters themselves, but as far as staffing goes, we do have one officer on staff at this time. I had a meeting with the sheriff and the undersheriff today, and we have their full support, and they will make sure that we are covered, so the citizens can rest assured that they will be taken care of.
So the Stafford County Sheriffs are going to be taking an extra look here.
It's their duty to take care of the county, and the city is within the county, and the sheriff made it very clear to me today that they have a duty to take care of their people, and they will certainly do that.
For sure. So you've been in clear communication of like what's been happening the past 24 hours, and they're definitely aware.
I have taken a lot of phone calls, I've been in a lot of meetings, and we are taking care of the issue.
What do you hope for this community? And I know that the chief resigned. We only have one officer. What do you hope for them now?
You know, this city is very important to me. I've grown up here. I ran for mayor because I wanted to be a part of helping making my community better. I can't speak on personnel matters, but all I want is the best for the community, and it is my job to recognize what the community wants and help get the community to that point.
Okay. And then only the chief resigned, right? There's no other resignations? Or...
I can't speak to personnel matters.
Okay, for sure. Totally understand. So you guys are looking for openings?
At some point we will be taking care of staffing issues within the city of St. John.
Okay. And then for that one officer, what like duties does he have to like manage now that he's the only one?
I cannot speak to that due to safety concerns.
Okay, totally understand. And then anything else that you'd like to add about just the city of St. John? And
I would just like to remind the citizens that I am here for them. If they have any questions, they can call me. Also, they need to know that the governing body is a board of 5 elected councilmen and a mayor. And if they have any questions, they need to contact those people and talk to them, and know that we're going to do our best to make sure that our town is taken care of.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You rocked it. Okay, I know there's like this big police like rumors about what's going on. Chief resigned, the department, safety going forward. I was wondering, what could you tell me about that since you're on the city?
Yeah, I really can't say much about what was said during an executive session, mainly for safety reasons within the community.
Okay. What's your opinion on just having one officer in town?
I don't like it. I think it's this is a bad decision by council. This is something that I feel is detrimental to our community. The safety, well-being, and peace of mind for my community is paramount, and I just don't understand how we can continue to ignore the people that put us in these positions to do what we are doing. I just don't agree with it. I've been a supporter of the St. John Police Department and Chief Saylor for a very long time, and what is happening right now is not good for our community, and the reasons behind it are just ludicrous.
I know you were in the meeting last night.
Yes.
You can't say much on it, but what was it like a unanimous vote? How did?
No, I can't speak to it, but it wasn't unanimous.
Okay, so it was just based on. Was it the majority? Kind of. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Moving forward in the future, you said you're concerned for this community. What do you hope for this community? What are you going to do as part of the city to
I want to do my best to try and protect this community by having a fully staffed police department. We've had several meetings in the past where the community has come and they've voiced their opinions in support of having a police department. At one time, the city council wanted to do away with the police department, and I am completely against that. Again, as I'd said before, for the safety and well-being of our community, we need to have a fully staffed police department.
What would you think if like they totally disbanded the police department here? What kind of thoughts would go through your head? Are you scared? Like, tell me more about that.
I would be angry is what I would be. Some of the things that have been tossed around as for reasons to get rid of the police department are ridiculous. And in my opinion, as a private citizen and not as a city council member, I think it's a personal vendetta, and I believe that it's something that it's not right. When we come on council, we are supposed to be the voice of the people. We are supposed to do what the community wishes. We are not supposed to go on council for our personal agendas. For anything other than that, it's wrong. We cannot put our personal feelings into this. We have to look at what's right for the community. And what's right for this community is to have a fully staffed police department, and we need to show support.
How is the community going to show support for the police department? Are there any plans for the future? Are there people coming up to you and saying?
I've had quite a few people have texted me, have messaged me on Facebook, have called me in support of the police department, and quite frankly, they're all angry as to the actions that transpired last night. The only thing I can tell them is that I remain 100% supportive of our police department, and I'm going to do everything I can to get people to understand that this community needs a police department. And mostly our council members, they need to understand that. You know, the days of the Wild West are far over. And when someone tells me that a story from 1974 as to way things were then, I'm sorry, but that is irrelevant to me. This is 2018. Things are much different than in 1974.
Sure. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would just like to say that to tell the community, they need to come to City Council. They need to voice their opinion. If you see us on the street, you need to talk to us. And to my fellow City Council members, you need to listen. You need to listen to your community. You need to listen to the people who put you in your position, because they are our bosses.
Sure. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.